StraightAllDay.com.
Before we start, please like and comment on this video so I can get your feedback. Also, click that subscribe button so you can get all the new content I'm dropping on this channel. And the free book, the mental handbook, physical book, Work on Your Game University, just take care of the shipping and handling, send this right to your doorstep. Let's get started. What's going on, everybody? Dre Baldwin, DreAllDay.com. You made it. All 30 teams in 30 days, talking the NBA team-by-team season previews 2017. Last team we will talk about today, Cleveland Cavaliers, defending NBA champions. Now, we all saw the finals. If you're watching this, I'm pretty sure you saw the finals. You know what happened in the finals. We don't have to rehash the NBA finals. And if you want to, you go back and watch my 7-part series where I reviewed every single game of the finals right here on YouTube. But besides that, what did the Cavaliers do this offseason? What did they do to make this team different from the team that won the title last year? Let's talk about their additions. They added the Birdman, Chris Anderson, at 38 years old. Not sure how much he has left in the tank, but he's a guy who can get in there and play a few minutes and not hurt you. Mike Dunleavy, who's 36 years old. Mike Dunleavy, I mean, he's not a super high-flying guy, so he's kind of aged very well. He's aged well. He's an outside shooter who can hit that three-point shot. He can get to the hole, make a couple plays. He's a tough-nosed, very smart, positional defender. He's not a bad one-on-one defender. And looking at the teams they're going to be playing against, I'm not sure how much you're going to need from him to do for him one-on-one defense-wise. So Mike Dunleavy is a great pickup by the Cleveland Cavaliers. Birdman is a good insurance guy in the front court. Again, I don't think he's going to play too much. Rest of the roster, I think you're looking at pretty much everyone else is still the same. Everybody else is still the same. J.R. Smith did not technically re-sign yet with the Cavaliers, so I think he's going to re-sign. But if he doesn't, then the Cavs will probably find somebody who will gladly come play for the Cleveland Cavaliers to replace him. But I think J.R. Smith will be back with Cleveland Cavs next year. But everyone else on the roster is pretty much the same. You got Channing Frye at 33 years old, can hit a few outside shots, can hit those threes. He hit a couple last year in the finals for them. And in the Eastern Conference Finals that the Cavs needed, even though he doesn't do much else. But as a locker room guy, he's huge. A lot of stories came out about that. And on the court, he'll hit those three-pointers. Kyrie Irving, we know his story. LeBron James, we know him. Richard Jefferson, who said he was going to retire the night of the finals, but he decided to come back. Good move for him. Maybe win another championship. Why not? And keep getting them checks. James Jones, who doesn't play much, isn't going to play much again this year, but another veteran presence guy. Got to show up to practice every single day. Good for a team that wants to win the championship. Kevin Love, we know his story. We're going to talk about Kevin Love. Jordan McRae, we didn't see too much of him. Iman Shumpert and J.R. Smith, we know about these guys. I didn't know J.R. Smith's 31, Iman Shumpert's 26. I thought they were closer to the same age, but obviously they're not. We're going to talk about Iman Shumpert in a minute. Tristan Thompson and then Mo Williams, off the bench insurance guy. They can dust the mothballs off Mo Williams and get him on the court if they need him in a pinch, which I think this year they will because Matthew Dellavedova is gone. I think Matthew Dellavedova is the only rotation guy left. Went to Milwaukee for $38 million, and why would you leave the Cavs to go play for Milwaukee? Well, we know why. $38 million. That's why Matthew Dellavedova did it. And I think all of you would too. Now, Tristan Thompson. I mean, he got paid that $15 million per season. Now, a lot of people looked at the overall number of his contract, which I think was something in the $80 million range. And there were many people I saw, I can't speak for everybody, but many people I saw were making some negative comments about Tristan Thompson. Like, why would you pay Tristan Thompson that much money? He only scored, and people would always use his points per game. Last year, he only averaged 7.8 points per game and 9 rebounds a game. When you look at those numbers, you're like, why would you pay somebody like that much money for 7 points a game? Now, obviously, you all are much more intelligent basketball fans than the average casual consumer. You know that just points per game is not the only thing that equals value on a basketball court, because when there are 10 guys on the court playing, there's only one basketball. Everybody can't score all the points. So there are other things you can do that contribute to a team. And Tristan Thompson does those. He grabs rebounds. He's a high energy guy. He runs a great screen and roll with Kyrie Irving and with LeBron James, who are two superstar players. So I think it's very important to be able to do that. He grabs those rebounds like we talked about in the NBA Finals last year. Just looking at the last 5 games of the finals, doing this in order. Last 5 games of the finals, 13 rebounds, 7 rebounds, 15 rebounds, 16 rebounds. He only had 3 rebounds in Game 7. That's because Kevin Love decided to start grabbing some rebounds like he's supposed to. Tristan Thompson didn't get too many of them himself, but he did block 2 shots. He had 4 fouls. He didn't do too much in the last game of the finals, but overall, the guy averaged 11 rebounds per game in the finals and 11 points in the finals. Now, guys gonna give you 11 rebounds and 11 points and a block per game in the finals. There's some value in that guy. In winning a championship, I'll pay $85 million to a guy who's gonna give me 11 in the finals and help me win a championship, the first title to my city in however many years it was for the Cavs to get it. So Tristan Thompson is worth the money in that situation. Now, you're not going to take Tristan Thompson and give him $85 million to go play for the Houston Rockets or the Minnesota Timberwolves. So then you'd be like, why is he making this much money? Tristan Thompson is worth $85 million when he's playing with LeBron James. And when he's playing with Kyrie Irving on this team, in this situation, he's worth the money. Now, he may not be worth that anywhere. Now, for example, LeBron James this year is making $30 million. He's worth $30 million on any team in the league. Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, Carmelo Anthony, any team in the league you put them on, they're worth that money. James Harden, they're worth whatever they make on any team in the league. Not every player is like that. As a matter of fact, most players in the NBA do not fit that description. They're worth what they're worth on the team that they're on in that particular situation. Tristan Thompson is a situation player, a system guy on this team. He's worth $85 million. Now, not on any other team, he's not worth that. Now, who else did I want to speak about? Iman Shumpert did not play well in the NBA Finals. I remember commenting, I was live tweeting during the games of the finals that I thought Iman Shumpert was a better player than he showed to be in the NBA Finals. And his minutes per game through the last 5 games of the finals pretty much tells the story. He played 18, 15, 26, 14, and 19 minutes in the finals. Overall, in the NBA Finals, Iman Shumpert shot 26% from the floor, 18% from the three-point line, and he did make all of his free throws. So I guess that's a good thing. He shot less than 1 free throw per game, but he did make every free throw that he shot. Grabbed 1.8 rebounds. He only played 18 minutes, but he was bad. Iman Shumpert was actually a negative for the Cavs in the NBA Finals. In 18 minutes, he averaged 3 points, 1 turnover, 0.2 of an assist. So his assist to turnover ratio was 1-5. Yeah, he was not good. I'm not even reading the rest of these stats. 18% from the floor, 26% from the 18% from the three, 26% from the floor. Iman Shumpert was very bad during the NBA Finals last year. He tried one too many times to kind of create his own shot, which he's not very good at, which is why he shot 26% from the floor. He was trying to create things off the bounce for no reason, which is why he had 1 turnover. He had 5 turnovers for every 1 assist he had in the NBA Finals. That's the reason why, because he kept trying to do stuff that he's just not good at doing. I don't know what happened to Iman Shumpert during the NBA Finals last year. One victory he did have, though, is that he did get a ring just like everybody else, and his wife, Tiana Turner, was in the Kanye West Fade video. So Iman Shumpert, I think, overall was a winner, even though individually his stats weren't great, but I think his 2016 has been pretty good overall. Wouldn't you agree? But Iman Shumpert, being that he's only 26 years old, I think he's going to be that hybrid, athletic, all-around 2-guard for the Cavs when the J.R. Smith era ends. And I don't know how many more years J.R. Smith can be J.R. Smith, but maybe it may be a long time. Maybe it may be a long time. See what I said there? Maybe 1 word, may be 2 words. But Iman Shumpert has to play better. He has to be able to hit that 3-point shot. He has to play within himself, which means stop trying to do stuff that you're not good at. I think he already knew he wasn't that good at creating things off the dribble and trying to make plays the way he tried in the finals. He shouldn't be doing that. He did make a couple key shots for them down the stretch in games 6 and 7, but overall he was a minus for this team. Kevin Love, the most embattled player on the Cleveland Cavaliers through the last 2 seasons, has been the most embattled player on this team. What did Kevin Love do in the NBA Finals? I want to look at all 7 games for him in the finals. Now, he did miss 1 game, the game that the Cavaliers went and blew the Warriors out by 30, which was game number 3. He missed that game. I believe that was the concussion game. And some people were leaving comments saying that he was soft, but I think everybody has realized by now, if you didn't, I'll tell you, he was held out of the game by the NBA's concussion protocol. He did not choose to not play. The NBA told him he could not play based on the symptoms that he had. So he didn't sit out because he didn't want to play. He was told he couldn't play. His points per game in the finals, he only averaged 7 points a game in the finals. He had 17 in game 1. He had 11 points in game 4. And those are both losses for the Cavs. He didn't score more than 9 points any other game in the finals. The last 3 games in which the Cavs won all 3 to win the championship, Kevin Love, not Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant had 0 points because he wasn't playing. Kevin Love had 2 points, 7 points, and 9 points in those games. But here's the most interesting thing I want to point out to you about Kevin Love. In the finals, he averaged 23 minutes per game, right? Let's just look at the last 4 games. He sat out game 3 with the concussion situation. The last 4 games of the finals, Kevin Love played 25, 33, 20, and 30 minutes. So he was playing about, let's just say about 26, 27 minutes per game through those last 4 games. Let me tell you how many rebounds he had in each of the last 4 games. Games 4, 5, 6, and 7. He had 5 rebounds, 3 rebounds, 3 rebounds, and in game 7, Kevin Love had 14 rebounds. So he had 11 rebounds in 3 games put together. If we add in what he did in game 2, he had 3 more rebounds, 14 rebounds. He had 14 rebounds in 4 games put together, and then he went and got 14 rebounds in game 7 alone. Game 1, he had 13 rebounds. He actually played good in game 1. Cavs gave him the ball out, shot 17 times. He had 17 and 13 in the game, but the Cavs lost by 15. So the Cavs obviously realized giving the ball to Kevin Love is not going to be what wins us the finals. So they stopped giving him the ball. When they stopped giving him the ball, Kevin Love stopped playing. 3 rebounds, 5 rebounds, 3 rebounds, 3 rebounds in 4 games. How do you, a guy who averaged 14 rebounds a game, I think he might have been 15 rebounds a game in Minnesota before he came to Cleveland, how can you go from doing that to getting 3 rebounds a game, and he was playing 20 plus minutes? How do you do that, Kevin Love? Kevin Love averaged 15 rebounds a game in 2011, 13 the next year, 14 the next year, 12 and a half the next year, all while averaging over 20 points a game. He averaged 26 points a game his last year in Minnesota. So the guy obviously can play. He ain't no bum. He can grab rebounds, and you don't need talent to grab rebounds. You just need to go get the ball. You got to want to go get it. Obviously, we know he can because he went and got 14 in Game 7. Made the defensive stop on Steph Curry that pretty much sealed the deal for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Kevin Love is not a matter of talent with Kevin Love. We know Kevin Love has game. We know what Kevin Love can do when he's fully engaged because he did it in Game 7. The question is, can Kevin Love do it for an entire season? Bigger question is, does Kevin Love want to do it for an entire season? Can he do it? Yes, of course he can. Just like he got 14 rebounds in Game 7, he can get 14 rebounds every game if he wants to. He was killing the Warriors on the offensive glass in Game 7. They couldn't stop him. Nobody on the Warriors could stop Kevin Love from grabbing rebounds in Game 7. Now, can he play like that for 82 games? That's a question that only Kevin Love can answer. We all know he can, but will he actually do it? That's a question that Kevin Love has to answer for himself. During the season, actually let's look at the rest of the playoffs. Kevin Love was actually scoring more points. In the first round, he averaged 18 in the first round, averaged 19 in the second round against the Hawks in the sweep of Atlanta. In the third round, he only shot 32% from the floor in the second round against the Hawks. He was shooting way too many three-pointers, but I think he got marginalized playing for the Cavs. Kevin Love has really been marginalized. He averaged 15 points a game against the Raptors in that series, and he scored 25 and 20 points the last 2 games of the Eastern Conference Finals, but then he didn't get the ball at all during the NBA Finals. So I can understand Kevin Love's plight. I can understand his mindset. Like, he never knows how often he's going to get the ball, what his role is going to be on the team, how involved he's going to be offensively. You can just look at these stats, his playoff stats, and just tell. He never knows if he's going to get the ball, if he's going to get a lot of threes, if he's not going to play at all, if he's going to be coming off the bench. What is Kevin Love's role on this team? Tyronn Lue needs to figure that out. He needs to make it clear to Kevin Love before the season starts what Kevin Love should expect from the team as far as his position and his role, and then he needs to go out there and actually do it. Whatever his role is, he's the best rebounder they have. He should at least do that. He's a better rebounder than even LeBron James, in my opinion. Even though LeBron may be able to get more rebounds because LeBron's just on the damn floor more often. But Kevin Love has to be figured out. Even though they won the title, Tyronn Lue needs to make sure that's clear and set in stone so Kevin Love knows what to expect so he can go do his damn job. Because he kind of got yanked around too much in the lineup last year that I can't even fault him for having up and down performance. Let's look at Kyrie Irving, and then we'll end by talking about LeBron James and then the Cavs overall. Kyrie Irving last year, 20 points a game, 4.7 assists, 3 rebounds, 19.9, let's just say a 20 PER. The guy's still only 24 years old. This guy has a chance to be, he has a chance is all I'm going to say, a chance to be the number 1 point guard in all of the NBA. Now, is he right now? He did just win the championship. He did just hit the game-winning shot over the guy who won the MVP. I can't say that he's not. I can't say that he's not, but can I say that he definitely is? No, I can't say anybody is. Who's the best point guard in the NBA? How do we even know? I mean, you want to go by stats, if you're going by winning, you got to be Kyrie Irving. If you want to go by stats, then you got to be Steph Curry, but then Kyrie Irving just beat Steph Curry. So anyway, that's not what this conversation is, but let's talk about Kyrie and the NBA Finals. First two games of the Finals, Kyrie shot a combined 12 for 36, 33% from the floor. Didn't do too well. Even though he scored a lot of points in the first games because he shot all those shots, his defense was not good. He was getting eaten up by Stephen Curry defensively. And I mean, him on offense, Steph Curry on D. Steph Curry was actually stopping Kyrie offensively the first two games. I'm like, I thought Kyrie was better than that. I didn't think Steph Curry's D was that good. And then over the last 4 games of the series, things started to turn around. Starting with game 3, Kyrie scored 30 points, 34 points, 41 points, 23 points, and 26 points to end the NBA Finals, to close out. In game 5 in Golden State, Kyrie Irving shot 17 for 24 from the floor. For those who don't do mental percentages in their head, like me, that's 71% he shot from the floor in that game. 41 points. That was a huge performance. That performance right there is the reason that game 6 and 7 even happened. That game right there, game 5, this guy shot 17 for 24, 5 for 7 on threes, made both of his free throws, handed out 6 assists, grabbed 2 steals, scored 41 points. That was the game that allowed everything else to happen. And then in game 7, Kyrie, he shot 10 for 23, put 26 points on the board, but it was that three-pointer that we all know about, that three-pointer on Steph Curry in that game, the three-pointer that basically put them ahead. I think it was tied at 89-89. Then Kyrie goes and hits that 3. LeBron makes 1 or 2 free throws, and that was the end of the game. Kevin Love stopped Steph Curry, and that was it. So Kyrie Irving really made some big plays at big moments for the Cavs in the Finals last year. Him finally waking the hell up offensively and starting to go to work on the Warriors guards, because there's nobody in the NBA who can guard Kyrie Irving one-on-one. Nobody. Klay Thompson can't do it. Steph Curry damn sure can't do it, which I said before the Finals last year, but I also said, even though Steph can't guard him, Kyrie still got to actually make some shots and do some things for them to win. And through the first 2 games, Kyrie didn't do it. But then game 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, he started actually doing that. And that was a huge difference, because it's the same thing I say about LeBron is with Steph Curry in a way, is that not only do you want to try to stop him from killing you with scoring, but you also got to make him work defensively. You got to give him a challenge on the other end of the floor so he can't save all his energy if it's just kicking your ass on offense, because he's going to get his points. And Steph Curry gets points. But Kyrie Irving finally making Steph Curry do some work on D, basically cooking Steph Curry in several of these games in the Finals. He was cooking Steph Curry in several games of these Finals. I got to give him credit for that. Though he wasn't doing it the first 2 games, the last 5 games he was doing it. And that big shot, nobody could take away that shot that Kyrie Irving hit. Then looking at his overall stats, I'm just looking at his stats over the course of the regular season. Kyrie Irving has been a guy who's been pretty unguardable for his entire career, but he hasn't been winning. Despite the fact that he was unguardable. Guy came in the league averaging 19 points a game as a rookie, shooting 47%, and shooting 40% from the three-point line, 87% from the free throw line as a rookie. So we know what this guy can do. The guy's obviously gifted. The guy can obviously score on any damn body, but he wasn't winning any games. He was averaging over 20 points, about 21, 22 points a game every year he's been in the league. LeBron comes to the Cavs this year, 2 years ago, and he's averaged 22 and 20 points a game these 2 years that LeBron's been on the team, but he finally started winning. His minutes were down a lot last year. He went down from 36 minutes to only 32 minutes a game last season, which is a big drop. You expect more of a stats drop. His shot attempts were still actually the same, despite the fact that he played 5 fewer minutes. He went from 36.5 to 31.5 minutes a game last year. His shot attempts actually were exactly the same. He didn't lose anything, so Kyrie still got his shots up. I don't think he was counting his stats, but it's just interesting that that is the way that it worked out. This guy's giving you 5 assists and 20 points a game, and probably give you about 3 rebounds a game, which is not bad stats. Stats-wise, he definitely doesn't measure up to some other point guards, namely a guy like Steph Curry, even a guy like Chris Paul. But when you're playing on the same team as the best player in the world, LeBron James, it's hard to get stats, because LeBron James is like a human stat machine. Just him by himself is just going to get a whole bunch of stats just because he's on the team. Kyrie Irving, again, he's coming into the season. I think his confidence is going to be as high as any guy in the league's confidence should be, because he made the shot to win the finals where everybody was watching. Everybody saw it happen. I don't see any reason why he wouldn't have the utmost confidence coming into this season. He can match up with anybody. He can go bucket for bucket with anybody. He can score more than anybody. Is he ready to play some damn defense? If Kyrie Irving can make his defense 80% as good as his offense, his confidence on D, his commitment on D, 80% as good as his offense, the Cavs will be a juggernaut this season. And that is a huge, huge if Kyrie Irving wants to do that. Notice the same thing with Kevin Love and Kyrie Irving. Do they want to do this? Not that they can't. Not them. They ain't even have to develop no new skill. It's do they want to do this? That's the question. If they both want to, the Cavs will be a juggernaut this year. Because the guy we about to talk about, we already know what he's going to do. Do they want to? And here's the funny thing. Last year, neither of them wanted to do the things that I'm pointing out, and they still won the championship. Why is that? Because they're just so talented? No. Because when LeBron didn't play, the Cavs do not play well. When Kevin Love and Kyrie Irving are the 1-2 guys on the Cavs, on the court in a game, the Cavs were not winning. They're not even a playoff team without LeBron James on the court. And you can look up the win and losses when he doesn't play to actually confirm that. This is not just me saying this. They can't win without LeBron James on the court. Even though Kyrie and Kevin Love are both max players, they don't win with those two guys alone. That's the challenge that has been for these guys. But what makes it perfect that they have LeBron James on the team. So let's talk about LeBron James. 31 years old. He'll turn 32 during this season. The guy is, what can we say about LeBron James that we haven't already said about him? Let me ask that question first before I say anything else. In the NBA Finals, his stats, 49% from the floor. He shot 37% from three, which is actually pretty good. He was making more threes than I thought. More threes than I think many of us thought he could make. He averaged 11 rebounds a game, averaged 9 assists a game, 2 and a change blocks, 2.5 steals, and 30 points. LeBron James led every player in the NBA Finals in points total. Points, rebounds, assists, blocks, and steals. Just that piece of information right there shuts down any conversation about anyone being better than LeBron James. Not Kevin Durant, not James Harden, not Steph Curry, not anybody else you want to name. I don't care who name you say. He led the NBA Finals in all 5 categories. There's nothing any other player can say that comes close to that. And they won the damn championship. The guy, he is who he is. What else? What can we say about LeBron? Anything that I need to say about LeBron James? Is anything that I need to say? I don't think so. I think overall, stats-wise, we know what this guy is. Last year, he averaged 25 points, 7 assists, and 7.5 rebounds a game, while sharing the ball with 2 guys who are used to averaging 26 points, 27 points a game. This guy has never averaged less than 21 points a game his whole career. That was his rookie year when he averaged 40 minutes a game as a rookie. No, LeBron James never played less than 40 minutes a game until his 6th season in the NBA. That's crazy. That is crazy. And last year, 2015-2016 season was the first year in LeBron James' career where he played less than 36 minutes a game. Last year, he played his fewest minutes per game ever in his entire NBA career, and he averaged 25 points, 6.8 assists, 7.4 rebounds, shot 52% from the floor, 31% from three, which is not good. And it was his fewest minutes ever. And then he went and did what he did in the NBA Finals. So this is not, I don't need to make this video while LeBron's the best player in the world, because that's a conversation that doesn't even need to take place. But this is the guy, this guy is the reason why this team is going to go where they're going to go. He's the one who helps those talented guys like a Kyrie, like a Kevin Love, be championship players, because with him on the team, the winning mindset and the way that he plays, he allows them to do what they do best, not asking them to do things they're not good at doing, like leading and doing things that help teams actually win. Like playing defense, like sacrificing your stats to do the things to help win. LeBron James does those things while still getting stats. He's just so damn good, people don't notice that. But he allows Kyrie and Kevin Love to do what they do. Allows a J.R. Smith and Iman Shumpert to actually be effective players, because again, allows them to only do what they do best. Tristan Thompson, only do what you do best. Matthew Dellavedova, only do what you do best. And the challenge for players who leave the Cavs, who leave teams playing with LeBron and go play with other teams, is the same challenge that players had when they played with Michael Jordan's team and then left and went and played with somebody else, is that now you notice all their flaws, because they're no longer playing with a guy who puts them in a position where all they have to do is what they do well. That is what LeBron James brings to the table. That is why they won the championship last year, because everyone else on that team only had to do what they do well. You don't got to do nothing else. Kyrie, I'm not asking you to be a leader. All I'm asking you to do is go to work on dudes off the bounce and cook their ass. Do it. That's the MVP of the league. Cook him. Do it. That's all Kyrie had to do. He did it. Kevin Love, all I need you to do is grab rebounds. You know how to grab rebounds, right? Go grab rebounds. Game 7, Kevin Love finally grabbed some damn rebounds. Tristan Thompson, all I need you to do is be an energy guy, catch some alley-oop dunks. Don't take more than 2 shots per game. It's not an alley-oop dunk. Make a couple free throws if you can, and that's it. Maybe block some shots. That's all Tristan Thompson did. Matthew Dellavedova, bring the ball up the court, run that pick and roll with me. Knock down a couple threes if you can. Harass the other guys on defense when you're playing defense. Just do that. Don't do anything else. Cool. Matthew Dellavedova is going to run into a harsh new reality in Milwaukee this year. But again, I don't fault him for doing it, because for $38 million, I think all of us would do the same thing. This is what LeBron does. He puts every player on this roster, only has to do what they do well, don't have to do anything else. And anything they don't do well, LeBron James will step in and he'll do it. You can't put a price tag on it. This guy should be making $100 million a year. That should be his salary, $100 million a year. That's how much LeBron James is worth to a team on the court. Then we're not even counting the money that he brings to the organization and the whole NBA just by being there. Because when he goes even on the road games, teams sell out because he's playing. So that's saying enough about LeBron James. Do I need to say more? What do I think the Cavs are going to do this year? Everyone stays healthy, barring injuries. I say this with every team. Cavs will finish first in the Eastern Conference. They will be the #1 seed in the East. There is no team in the East who can dethrone this team if they're healthy. The team that I think is the biggest challenge to the Cavaliers this season in the Eastern Conference is the Boston Celtics. That's the team I'm most looking at as a challenge to the Cavs, really. The Raptors are good. The Raptors will make it a series if they play the Cavs, but we all know that they're not going to win. We know that the Raptors just ain't going to win. It'll be a series, but they're not going to win. So I'm not even that excited to see that happen, even if it does happen, because the Raptors can't beat them. And anybody else in the East? Maybe the Hawks. The Hawks, maybe. With Schrader at the point guard. No, actually, no. The Hawks, no. I think the Cavs will beat the Hawks pretty easily if they had to face the Hawks at any point. No other team in the Eastern Conference is even close to ready to contending with this team. The Knicks are a question mark. Joakim Noah, is he healthy? Derrick Rose, does he still have it? Is he 2011 Derrick Rose, or is he 16 points per game Derrick Rose? Because it depends on what kind of Derrick Rose we're talking, if that would even be a battle. Can Derrick Rose guard Kyrie Irving? Can the current Derrick Rose guard the current Kyrie Irving? The last I seen of Derrick Rose, the answer is hell no. And can Carmelo Anthony guard LeBron James? Please, we're not even having that conversation. So the Knicks, I'm not putting them in a conversation until they actually get on the court and start doing something. So unfortunately, in the preseason predictions, nothing I can say about the Knicks. Cavs are going to the NBA Finals again, where I think they probably play the Golden State Warriors again. 3rd year in a row, rubber match. This is going to be maybe the highest rated NBA Finals of all time. These two teams match up again in the NBA Finals. I'm not predicting who's going to win, but I do think the Cavs come out of the East. They are clearly the best team. They have the best player. Barring injury, the Eastern Conference is going to be kind of, I don't know, might be kind of uninteresting, because we know what the Cavs are going to do. We'll see what the Knicks do and how all those other teams shake out. But it's a matter of who's going to lose to the Cavs. That's really what it comes down to. Questions, comments, concerns, praise, criticism, let me know down here. Am I going to do a vid on some other things? I think MVP prediction I'll talk about. I think I'll just do one video with awards. MVP, Rookie of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year, Most Improved Player, maybe Coach of the Year, some of those things. The ones that I think I can give you an educated prediction on. I can't give you an educated prediction on all of them, because it depends a lot on what people start doing on the court. But of course, this is a prediction, so we predicted before they do it on the court, so we'll see. I'll do a predictions video. I'm not putting too much stake in that. I really don't like predicting people's stats, because all those awards are really based on stats if you think about it. But anyway, those are my 30 NBA team predictions. Again, y'all know what to do. Leave it down there in the comments what you think. Anything I missed out? Did I miss any teams? No, I didn't miss any teams. But let me know what you think about the Cavs prediction. Am I right? Am I wrong? Are they pretty much a lot to go to the finals again, barring injury? Is there any team in the East that could possibly compete with this team in a series? I say no, but if there's one that I missed out on, you let me know who and why down there in the comments. Everybody, thanks for watching all 30 of them. If you did, if you didn't, go back and watch them. Work on your game. DreAllDay.com.